Welcome to Ripley's Dungeon, where we are creating a universe one chapter at a time. This video is going to be the first one of many, and we're just going to go over the reasons why and what the whole series is going to be covering. So let's dive right in, and I'll see you in the dungeon. For my whole life, I have been really intrigued about anything related to fantasy. Whether that be from animes, from novels, to games, even to random fan art. And a lot of those times, whenever I would get to the end of the series or the end of the show, there would be a couple of things that personally I just would have done different. Not that the show was bad in any way, shape, or form. It's just where my mind goes when something finishes. So when I was younger, that really kind of intrigued me to maybe write my own book, which I kind of started. That's where a lot of these ideas kind of stem from, at least from creating something fantasy wise. Call it lazy or whatever. I just didn't really want to take the time to sit down all the he said, she said stuff. I just kind of wanted to cut that out and really do a lot of the lore and the ideas and generally what would happen. And then I stumbled across Dungeons and Dragons about 10 years ago, and it grabbed my attention from the start. And ever since then, I have played in a couple of smaller little one shots, and I've tried to run a couple of campaigns, and it didn't really fan out because of real world problems and other things that came in the way. But I really wanted to actually sit down and make my own homebrew world and universe, and to start running campaigns with friends and family. And in the middle of doing this, I tried to find kind of a one-stop shop of someone teaching you their way of doing everything. And I kind of struggled to find what I was envisioning would be the best way to help someone starting out trying to do all of this. So that got me to get this idea of this series of showing people from start to finish the sources I use, the things I watched or read or got ideas from, and to kind of show anyone that wanted to what it really takes to dive into this stuff. And if someone wanted to start their own home brewing world, then maybe this will make that process a little bit easier. I'm going to try to stick to an upload once a week, maybe once every other week, depending on what IRL complications kind of get in the way. I am a father and a husband, and I do work a full-time job, so it might be a little bit hard in the beginning to kind of get these things going. To try my hardest to make sure to stay on that schedule for any few people that actually might find this entertaining enough to tune back every week. And after we start nearing the middle to end of creating this universe together, I do want to start running a campaign with said universe, and then we can kind of oscillate those on the channel as well. In the process of world building or world creation, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to be using is kind of a linear way. I'm going to start from the creation of the universe and work its way to current day events. And that's going to go over any of the major events that kind of shape the world itself, or any of like the gods and deities that are going to be inside of this world. I am so excited to be able to start this and actually dive into it. If you ask any of my friends and family, they're probably extremely annoyed about hearing about me talking about this, because I have put the last couple of months to get a lot of the legwork for these episodes and scripts to be already done. So once I start rolling out videos, it could be more consistent. Like I said, this is going to be a shorter episode, or I guess chapter, so we can just call this the introduction to the book of Thorabine, which is going to be the main realm or world that a lot of the events happen in this universe. Next week, we're going to cover the creation of the universe, the 5 essences. Thank you so much for tuning in. Go play, have fun, spread love. See you next week back in Ripley's Dungeon. Real quick. Do trees poop? Of course they do. Where do you think we get number 2 pencils from?